Hello, everyone. Andrew Taylor here. Today we have Daniel Kirby with us. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Can you move a little closer to the mic? Tell us a little bit about how long you've been with FFL.
So I've been with FFL for just over a year, about 12 months, 13 months now. But the first, I'd say 4 or 5 months, I honestly was just kind of, I'd say like a fake agent in a way. I was kind of stuck in the being out of the 9 to 5, being out of someone telling me that I had to go somewhere, do something, be somewhere every single day, Monday through Friday, and kind of fell into the, well, I can do what I want, I'm going to do this tomorrow, hey, I don't have to work today if I don't want to. And I really got stuck into that and then realized, well, hold on, if I'm not working, I'm not making money. And then so many months went by where it was like, well, I still have bills. I still have things to do. I can't just, pretend to work, right?
So you were like that guy. Never mind. There's a guy on YouTube that like acts like an entrepreneur, but he like lives with his mom. He's like screaming. He's making fun of people that say they're entrepreneurs, but he's like driving his Uber and then he's like on the phone telling people he's gonna be a millionaire soon.
Well, it's actually interesting that you say that, because one of the biggest mistakes I made that I, hope nobody else makes is, especially from wanting to build an agency side of it, that first 30 to 60 days, especially for warm market, is the biggest opportunity you have, right? Because you have something brand new and you want to tell people about it, right? So that's what I did. I told all my friends about it, bunch of different people, and got them on board, right? But the biggest mistake was I wasn't making money and I wasn't working. So if they see me not doing that, why would they do that?
Have you seen the video, the skit we made about recruiting, like the funny skit we made?
I don't think I've seen
Drew,
it.
can you pull that up? We made this because it's...
What is it?
It's the one with Marlon where he's recruiting. His mom's like, we made chicken nuggets for you guys.
Where's it at? YouTube?
Yeah. We'll keep talking until you find it.
But that was one thing that, I hope no one else does, because I realized that if I would have been doing what I'm doing now, everything would have been different, because people want to work for people that are making money, right? Absolutely. And that was the thing, especially for when it's something new and you're afraid of making mistakes, or it's kind of like when everybody at, New Year's, they all want to get into the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even when they start a diet or they start an exercise, I'll start it tomorrow. I'll start it tomorrow. I'll start it tomorrow. That was me. Monday dial day would come around. I'd maybe dial for a couple hours, not book any appointments, and then say, oh, well, you know what? There's a bad day today. I'll just push it till Thursday. Oh, I'll push it till next Monday. Oh, I'll push it till Thursday. And not only that, but when you're only spending $200, $300, $400 here and there, it just didn't work, And the thing is everyone was still telling me the same thing. I just wasn't doing it. And after convention, that was the biggest thing for me. It was 3 days again of just, this is what you do, 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 and it was all different people, right? So the letter A is the letter A, the letter B is the letter B, the letter C is the letter C, right? So do A, B, C, it works, right? And so that was kind of the switch for me. It was like, okay, well, there's nothing different between me and any of these other people. I just have to actually do the work, right? So as soon as I started doing the work, guess what? I started making money. So it was kind of like you think like, oh my God, this is a crazy relevant, but no, it's not. It's just work. That's all it is.
Did your friends quit that you introduced to this business because nothing was really happening?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, that's my biggest, mistake. And I wish that I could go back, because they were friends, and some of them I try to stay in touch with, try to bring them back. Some have come back, and that's the thing too, is people that were here 8-9 months ago are now texting me like, dude, like, hey, can I come back? Can I get started? Like, I've been watching you. And that's, again, the biggest thing about marketing and social media is people will always stay in touch with you, right? So if they see you all of a sudden starting to actually make money, now they want to come back.
Now, were you posting this on social media?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So some people go, you shouldn't post. Now, this is some people, as in obviously people get judged for everything they do, right? Mm-hmm. They go, don't post your commissions. That's like rude or annoying, right? But my whole thing is, if saying that something works and not proving it is more annoying.
Absolutely.
Because no one knows if it's real. And there's so much stuff on social media that's not real.
I agree 100%.
Everybody's the CEO of the biggest company in the planet on social media. You know?
And that's the thing. It's like kind of like going back to what we were saying at the beginning. You know, if I can say it works, but I can't show them it works, it's like being, like you said, a fake CEO or a fake entrepreneur.
Check out this. So we made this video about the industry. Drew, can you play this?
It's real simple. All you have to do is follow these steps, and that is how you will make me money. Us money. Yes, you in the front.
So how many recruits do you have so far?
Including me, myself, and I? Just me, but that's not important right now, okay? So let's move on.
It's kind of important.
What?
How much money are you making right now, since you just started?
I make money. That's all you need to know.
That didn't really answer the question.
Dope, another question. What is it?
So you're gonna make us rich?
So you can really make us rich? Listen, rich is in the eye of the beholder. No, we are not doing more questions. We are not doing more questions. Guys, listen. I can't make you rich, but what I can do is inspire you to get rich.
Honey, your pizza bagels are ready for you and your little friend.
Mom!
You live with your mother?
Wow, asking questions about me and my personal life. You see, she lives with me, and she's an investor, letting us use her place.
Ma'am, I'll have a piece of bagel.
You guys, he's full of crap. He's lying to us. I'm gonna take off. I advise you guys to do the same. I mean, he's a phony. I'm out of here.
No, about this because life insurance is how we get rich. This is not. Y'all have to listen to me. I'm the one with the suits. None of y'all have suits. Life insurance, guys.
Join our family today. What do you think about that?
Dude, that's absolutely hilarious.
Dude, I could laugh every time I watch that.
Dude, and what's funny is like it's almost so like what I did, and not in like the sense of like trying to like show something fake, obviously, but it's exactly in the sense of I didn't have anything to prove, and if I didn't have anything to prove and I didn't have work to show for it, why would anybody want to do it, right? And so kind of going back to what you said about the social media aspect of it, that's why I think it's so important to show that it works. You know, if people can say it's annoying, okay, you post that, you make.
I love it. So building a big agency, go to work and prove that it works, inspire other people to do the same, show people you can do it and that they can do it.
Absolutely.
Instead of saying, check this out, but nothing's happening, which is really what MLM does. Yeah. Like that's the bad reputation of an MLM. Would you agree with that?
I would. And I've never even been in an MLM, which is the funny part of it.
Me neither. But what I always tell people is the important thing about FFL is that you never have to hire anybody, Americo, Transamerica, whatever. If you want to hire people, then you can, and you can get an override by training them on how to sell and do what you did and what you learned, and you get an override off of their commissions. Tell us a little bit about your background. What did you do before this?
So I did a lot of different things. You know, drove pizza delivery, did marketing.
For what place?
New York pizza place in Dallas. It was actually pretty good. And that's kind of where this belly came from, was all that free pizza that I had. But after that, I umpired baseball, coached baseball. My upline, Juan, I'd known him since I was 6 years old, so I've known him for a long time. And I'd say for about probably 6 to 8 months, he would text me maybe like once a week, you know, twice a week, once every 2 weeks. Hey, man, you know, I'm working with this company. Like, I think you'd be really great. You know, every single time he'd tell me, dude, I'm making this much money. I'm doing this. And I'm like, bro, no, you're. And I just didn't believe it. And then for all those months, he would send me, you know, his bank statements every single month. And then finally, I was like, all right, dude, like, let's get lunch. Like, let's figure it out. And so that's when I joined. And the only regret that I have is that I didn't do what I did for the first, you know, 4 or 5 months, which was just kind of pretend to work, you know, and that's entirely my fault. But I'm really open about that. And I'm glad that I went through that, because when I'm talking to newer agents or people that I train, I know how to make sure they don't do that themselves, right? Because one of the biggest things that I see for new agents sometimes is that getting started can be one of the hardest things. You know, you can sign up for the test, you can study, you can take the test, you know, fill out, do your fingerprints, whatever. But then as soon as it starts to the hard part, like dialing and booking appointments and running appointments, sometimes it can be scary, you know, especially for someone who's never done it before, never been in the insurance industry, never been in sales, right? And so you kind of have that procrastination a little bit where, okay, well, I'm going to start this tomorrow. I want to start this tomorrow. I want to start this tomorrow. But it's like, well, you're not going to just magically make $10,000 a week if you keep putting it off and you keep pretending that you're going to start, right? So if I can eliminate that with people and show them like, hey, look, I made that mistake. Look where I am now. I made that mistake before. Why not eliminate 4 to 5 months of that time and get to where I am in 6 months less? You know, you can do it, right? I did it from how I am, but I wasted all that time. Don't waste that time. And that's the biggest thing for me.
It's like me in the gym.
Yeah, same thing.
Like,
you know?
the hardest part is actually just the procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest part of anything is the procrastination. Once you start, it's easy.
It's easy. It really is. And it's like, it's just work if you think about it. Like, when you have a 9-to-5 job, you know, you go to work, you go to an office, you do this. Like, if you treat it the same way, it's just work.
So this is funny, okay? I was hired by Paul McLean in the insurance industry, okay? Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast producer.
Right.
And manager. But he's always been like he made producing look easy, okay? 1 week he texts me and he's like, I just made 22 sales so far. 22, okay? I'm at home watching TV. It's like Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching TV, eating hot Cheetos, and he sends me that text. I literally put the Cheetos down, turned the TV off, and started calling my leads.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's like, it's just that light switch in your head almost, right?
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Like, well, he just did that much. I'm happy with 2 sales. Why am I content with that? You know, and that's the thing. It's like, I was content with really not doing anything. I was happy to not.
How were you
doing
paying
anything.
your bills though for 4 months?
I mean, I would do I had some money saved up, you know, from just savings of different things.
Did you
different
lose it
jobs.
all?
Oh yeah.
You lost it all.
Every single penny.
So you had to go back to work.
I was to square one. I, you know, was at the point where it was either go get another job, like go back to a 9-to-5, just figure something out, or make this work. And I really, really, really did not want to go back to having a boss of any sort. Like, I knew I could make this work. I knew I saw all these people doing it. And that was really what convention did for me, because right before convention was at the point where it was at the beginning of February, and I had just spent like my last penny on rent. So I knew I didn't have work. I didn't have money for leads. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Dude, someone was in here the other day. Do you have kids?
No, not yet. I have a wife, though. So kids are coming. Kids are coming very soon.
Do you have any dogs?
I've got cats. I've got 2 cats.
You have cats?
I've got 2 cats. They're rescue cats.
That's cool. I would like to have cats, but I'm allergic.
They're kind of annoying, I'll put it that way. But anyway, so it was to the point where I had to figure something out, and I had no money in my account and was at this big convention where everybody was, you know, just doing great, showing me, winning, exactly. And I'm like, okay, I need to be this winner. And the day after convention, well, actually in between one of the 2 days, I went and applied for a credit card. It was very small, $2,000 credit card, and I spent the whole thing on leads.
No way.
Right away. I took that $2,000 credit card and I spent all $2,000 on leads. And right after that, that's what got me started. right? And I picked up the phone, started dialing, setting
What
appointments.
kind of leads did you pick?
Right then and there, it was Facebook final expense. That's kind of what got me
going.
And you know, I used that little $2,000 credit card for a good month. You know, I'd pay it off and I'd spend it again, pay it off, spend it again. And April to
Were you
30,
able to save money?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what was nice, is that I was able to save money, but then now I was able to put it back into the business as well. You know, I knew I wanted to build an agency, but I knew it costs money as well, right? Any kind of business you do costs money. You know, it doesn't just magically appear, exactly.
Or anyone would have it.
Right, exactly. Or anyone would do this job too if money just magically appeared if you signed up for it, right?
And if it was easy.
Exactly. You know, that's one of the biggest things when I'm talking to recruits, you know, that they see all these different posts, all these different things of people making money, and it makes it look
easy.
They think it's
I don't
easy.
like any post that says anyone can.
I see what you mean. Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, with the amount of people that come in and leave, you know, it's probably more like most people can't do it. But I wouldn't say most people can't do it. It's most people don't want to do it.
Agreed.
You know, most people don't want to.
Most people don't have the drive to do the things it's going to take to be successful.
And that was the biggest thing that changed for me, was the drive. You know, as soon as I said, I want this and I want to do this.
Because you were sick and tired of being.
I was done. Like,
was your wife like?
She was done.
Was she pissed at you?
So mad, so mad. I'm pretty sure she gave me an ultimatum too.
What was it?
30 days.
Until what? She's out.
Until she was like making me go do something else. Like, she was like, you either, like, convention came out of convention. She said you have the till the end of February
to go get a job.
Yeah, and if I can't make this work by the end of February, it's over. And like, that too was
good for her, dude.
Yeah, she's one of my biggest supporters, and that's what I say for anyone. If you got a girlfriend, wife, you know, whatever, if they're not on your side, it's going to make it so much harder.
Yeah, but if you get paid, they'll be on your side.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So like, if you're procrastinating, they're not going to be on your side.
No.
If you get paid, they will be on your side, I promise you.
Yeah. And even now, like, there's still, you know, some days where it's like, oh, you know, I've had a long week, you know, do I want to go do this, or do I want to go do this, you know? And she's always the person that's going to force me to go back to work. You know, she's going to make sure that if I haven't hit my numbers, she's the one who's making sure that I'm going out there doing whatever I take. You know, if I'm at home, of course I can do it myself still, but having that extra person in the corner really helps, especially when it's someone you love, you know, and someone that you want to provide for and you want to start a family with. And that's like the biggest goal for me, is like why I'm doing this, is so I can give her and give myself even, you know, the life that she wants and the family that we want to have. And that's like the biggest drive for me. And I know you can't do that with pennies. You know, you can't do that with dollars. And, you know, if you're going to do it, you got to go work for it. And that's why I work so hard and why I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
It's legit. What a big turnaround.
It's huge. It was even Alex Strait, he tells me all the time, when I first started like selling, it was out of nowhere. It was in January.
What were you doing? Like, what does your day look like? I gotta know. You wake up, plan what's for breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
My friend who's like lazy. I was making fun of him one time. I go, what does your day look like? You wake up, you plan what's for breakfast, and then you eat breakfast, and what do? Go, what's for lunch? After lunch, you go, I wonder what I'm gonna have for dinner.
You know, and that's kind of like it. I mean, I'd wake up, call a few leads, get told no a bunch of times, get pissed off, and then turn on the TV, wait till 5 o'clock.
And watch what?
I don't know, different things.
Like Netflix series, or
probably sports, just different things like that. It was just something to pass the time, it felt like, because it was like getting back into that procrastination sense. It was like, okay, what can I do to get to the next day where I'm going to do this, start this tomorrow? Or I'm going to figure this out tomorrow. I'm going to figure this out tomorrow. And then all of a sudden it was me telling myself I would figure it out for 4 months. And it got to the point where it's like, well, you have to actually figure this out, or you're going to be delivering pizzas again, or driving Uber, or doing something you really don't want to do. And that's not good money. And so I had to figure it out.
What's the biggest tip you've got delivering pizza?
Oh, dude, July 3rd, like, what's that? July 4th weekend or whatever. I think I had like a $350 tip one time. Yeah, that was awesome. And it was the second day I ever delivered pizzas too. I was like,
who
18 years old.
Who was it?
It was a corporate office. Like I was delivering like 50 pizzas to their like July 4th party or something. And so they gave me a huge tip.
I need to beat that tip.
Dude, it was like the one tip I like ever got, and I almost wanted to quit afterwards. I was like, dude, I got $400. Like, man, I was like, I'm gonna go do something else. Like, I don't need this. Making $2 an hour driving.
I always tip crazy high on pizza, so that way the next time they come over,
it's quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want them to skip everybody and bring
like,
the pizza straight to my house.
And you know what's funny is when I was driving, I think I had that kind of same mentality, especially for people that prepaid. You know, you see you look for the biggest tip, and it's like if the $4 tip ordered at 7 p.m., but the $20 tip ordered at 7:30, you know, you're going to take that 7:30 before the 7 o'clock one, you know? And it's just, that's kind of funny that you say that. It's like, that's the exact mentality I had as a driver, and it makes sense for you to do that. Like, that's actually pretty funny. That's actually really funny. But I think if there was anything I could look back and tell someone to do and do different from like just hearing like what it was like for me, like if there was anything that someone could take from it is just do the work. And that was the biggest thing.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Exactly. It's like just do it. It's going to be hard for a little bit, you know, and even right out of convention, you know, there's a few weeks, maybe like the first month where I was still trying to figure it out, because I kind of feel like that February I was just a brand new. I hit a reset button. That's what I did. I literally hit a reset button. I pretended that those last 4 or 5 months was nothing. All the training I did was nothing, and which did I actually do training? No.
Do you think deep down you were scared of rejection and failing, and that was causing procrastination?
Honestly, no, because I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, I never want to fail at anything. And I knew this would work, and I knew if I did it, it would work. I think I was just so, I don't know if it was just me taking a break or me being tired, or me just not wanting to do anything. And I think I was just content at sometimes with not doing anything, but at the same time in the back of my mind knowing that it wasn't right what I was doing. But rejection, yeah, I didn't like, you know, hearing no's, and especially from the perspective of not knowing what I'm doing, dialing, different things like that. Like when you hear no so many times, it does suck, you know. And as soon as I took the emotion out of it, because I'd get pissed off, you know.
The doom loop.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like whether you know you're doing it or not, you're probably doing it, right? And that was why I knew like I needed to just put the numbers in my favor. Like I think of it in baseball terms, right? Because I played baseball. So, you know, a good major league hitter, they hit a 300 average, right? And that's really good. And for them, if you think about it, the more at-bats they see a year, the better chance they have to get a hit, right? Now, not every hit is a home run, but some hits are home runs, right? So you think of the hits as appointments and the sales as home runs, right? So if you have 100 leads, terms of something that you can relate to yourself, and you tell yourself, well, okay, if we look at it like this and we look at it like this, it's going to work, right? And as long as you tell yourself that, and that was, you know, a big thing I think everybody should do is relate to something in your life or what you like, and just figure out how this business you can relate it to, and it makes it a whole lot simpler, like a whole lot simpler. And as soon as I figured that out, I was like, okay, well, I know I need to get 100 leads. I know I need to spend this amount of money. I know I need to set this many appointments, and I know I'm going to make this many sales. You know, and some weeks might be a little bit worse than others, right? But it all averages out. You know, I could have a $10,000 week here, a $15,000 week here, and a $7,000 week here. But guess what? That's still 30,000 over 3 weeks, which is 10,000 a week.
I wonder if this is true, but someone said Babe Ruth struck out like more than anyone ever, but he also has, you know, had all those home runs.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I should know that, but that would make sense. I mean, I know he struck out a lot. I know he also walked a lot. But yeah, if you think about it like that, you know, one of the best hitters in baseball. Rejected more than anyone, but also hit more home runs than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to be okay with rejection too. And I learned that down the road too, to be understanding, you know, that I want to help people, and when I'm in the home, I make sure I'm doing everything I can. And so I say, like, I'm going to at least show them and give them the opportunity to help them, right? And if after everything they still don't want it, I can't do anything, then okay, like, I can't help. There's just some people you can't help, right? You know, you're not going to sell to everybody. You're not going to protect everybody. But for me, it's like I've seen both sides of the spectrum, and that's why I know how important this job is and how important life insurance is because I had a guy, this was kind of early, maybe February, March-ish, when I'm still figuring things out, right, but still getting along, and he wanted to think about it, right? He wouldn't do an application, wouldn't do anything, you know, he just wanted to sleep on it. 2 weeks later, I got a call from his 19-year-old son asking me where his dad's life insurance policy was. And I was very confused, you know, because I never heard from the guy afterwards. And I guess my name and my number was written on a piece of paper next to life insurance guy on the guy's counter, and that's why he called me. And his dad passed away 2 weeks later from a heart attack. He was 44 years old, perfectly healthy.
Crazy.
No life insurance, no nothing. Left the kid in so much debt. I felt terrible about it because maybe if I could have shown him a little bit better why it's so important, different things like that.
Communicated differently.
And I
not giving up.
Exactly, and I learned a lot from that. And then I've also seen it where I had someone pass away a week and a half after I sold them a policy. The day after I sat in the guy's home, he found out he had a deadly brain tumor. And the cancer traveled to every single organ in his body in less than 3 days. And I still talk to the wife today. She still messages me. Like, she worked at Walmart. You know, he was on disability. Like, they were barely getting by. So the life insurance for her, like, changed everything.
Crazy.
You know, so I've seen both.
And kids involved?
With that one, no. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, they had an older daughter who it actually helped. They had a lot of medications that they were having trouble paying for, and that helped with that as well. And it's just, you know, it makes me realize how important this job is. And every day when I wake up and I go out into the field, it makes, as if I can help one person, just one extra person a day, like I know I'm doing something good. And that's the biggest thing I love about this industry is, you know, it's very financially rewarding, yes, but it's also mentally rewarding too. You know, like you want to feel good about what you're doing. And if you don't feel good about what you're doing, why do it? You know, I'm a very ethical person. I believe in good karma, bad karma. And as long as you're doing the right thing for someone and you're helping people, like, there's nothing better, man. Like, for me, there's just nothing better than doing everything you can to help other people. That's the biggest reason why I love this so much.
Did you see the podcast that the agent was talking about the helper's high?
No.
So he said that if you help somebody and it's like you're not going to get something out of it. You just want to do the best thing for the person, and it comes from the heart, that you actually, your body like releases serotonin, and he calls it the helper's high.
Yeah, I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Like thinking about it, I can think of times where, sometimes you get chills, random things like that. Just knowing when you've done a good job and you feel good about yourself doing it. It's like, yeah, I totally can see that helper's high. And it's just such an incredible feeling, knowing that you're helping people. And I guess it's great. You're making money too, obviously. Like that's the nice part about it.
But if
also,
if you can not think about the money, think about helping people, you make more money.
And that's one of the things that I do before every single home. Right before I knock on the door, I stand there for about 30 seconds before I knock the door, and I tell myself, like in my head, I say, I'm whatever. Before I leave this house, I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to help them. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to try to help these people. Because I know if I have that mentality, I'm not a salesman. I don't want to you don't want to be a sleazy salesman looking like you're selling used cars when you go into a home, right? Someone wants clients want you to help them. They don't want them to be sold something. And if they feel like they're being sold something, are those clients going to stay with you? Probably not. Mm-mm. Some of the best clients I have are the people that send me stuff. We always say send stuff out to all your clients. I've got clients that send me a card every single month, like thanking me and different things like that. And it's because as long as you put them first, it's the biggest thing. Put the people first that you're going to help, and in turn you're going to end up making more money doing it that way. Because as soon as you put the money first and put yourself first, you're going to lose every single time. Mm-hmm. Every single time.
Huge, man. If someone wants to work with you and they think maybe you can help them overcome procrastination, and maybe they started being self-employed and they followed the same, I'm just going to wait to do it. I'm going to wait to do it. Maybe they can relate to you, or someone that just wants to get in this business and work with you. Mm-hmm. How can they contact you?
Man, anyone can reach out to me. You can text me, call me. My number is 214-300-1316. So
awesome.
I'm an open book.
I love it. Book. And we're in Vegas. You said you used to gamble a lot.
Yeah,
what's a lot?
I at one point had people paying me for sports picks.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we had like a Twitter page and everything.
You were that good?
We were very decent.
Do you know Vegas Dave?
Yes. Yeah, that was like dude, do you know how much money that guy makes?
Oh my gosh.
He on one day he'll pull in hundreds of thousands of dollars for selling one pick. One pick.
I know, but he is right a lot.
But he's wrong a lot too.
I guess he doesn't advertise that part.
No, he doesn't advertise that part. But I mean, who would, right?
He's got to be more right than I would be, just randomly picking, right?
Dude, I mean, at the end of the day, it's so random. Like with sports, like you can sit there and spend 30, 45 minutes analyzing.
Dude, some of his picks though, like were insane. Like $300,000 on something where the odds are just freaking nuts.
That's how he got famous.
Bam.
I mean, that's how he got famous, was for
makes
his
$4 million.
Picks. Yeah, he would pick a random team to win the World Series before the season started at 300 to 1 odds,
and put a lot of money on it.
A lot of money on it, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but I also...
Is it true he's not allowed to gamble in Vegas?
Uh-huh.
So they kicked him out?
They kicked him
Why?
out years ago, because he took too much money from them. So much money from them. I mean, like, it was actually kind of funny. I mean, I don't know how... I don't even think he actually gambles anymore.
No, I think he just sells picks.
Yeah, he just sells picks, and I know he does other things.
Crypto.
Like he sold he bought a baseball card for, I think it was like $100,000 or something, or $400,000, and sold it for like $4 million after like 2 years. Also,
he also bought all the Derek Carr baseball cards.
Yeah,
did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that. Like after he sold the Mike Trout card or whatever it was. I don't know how those are gonna do though. You don't know? You think?
No, I heard they're already going way up, and like everyone's like, "How the hell did he know to buy the Derek Carr cards?"
Yeah, that's like with what are those new things now?
NFTs.
NFTs.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those? Don't lie.
A couple.
Yeah. Is it more for like just like to say you have
for
them?
Fun?
Yeah, for fun. I mean,
I'm actually just more interested in learning about them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy with sales. Like different things. How many things in the world can make you money that you don't know about?
Well, so we went to France, and we went to see the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole and I, like, you go in this building, there's all kinds of beautiful art everywhere. It's like the Louvre or something, whatever. I don't remember the exact name of it. You get in, it's like 2 miles to walk to the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like crazy beautiful art everywhere. And all these signs are pointing towards the Mona Lisa. And then you get there and there's people everywhere. And it's like a painting this big and like not that cool. And I'm just like, dude, what is going on here? It's worth like 100, whatever.
So much money.
Drew, can you Google how much the Mona Lisa's worth?
I wonder how much. Let's take a guess. What do you think?
I don't even know what to guess.
I'd say like 13 million.
If I were to guess, I'd say way more than that.
You think? You're probably right. Like, well, I wonder if there's even a worth on it. You think they've put a worth on it?
Drew could probably Google it.
There isn't. Or wait, hold on. What does it say? It was
Probably a priceless.
100 million on December 14th. That's 1962. Yeah.
100 million in 1962.
Value would be around 860 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say almost $1 billion. That's crazy.
800, dude, you were so off.
Well, I don't know anything about art, dude. I know nothing about art. I just sometimes like to look at it and think it's cool. But I think my perspective of art and other people's is, you know, if everyone likes, like you said, the Mona Lisa, it's, what is it, a girl sitting there like this.
But I guess she's always watching you. That's the magic behind it.
Oh my gosh. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What made you go from, let's see the right way to word this. Like, what made you just get into the industry yourself?
Time. I wasn't looking for money. I wanted to control my own schedule and be out of the rat race and be financially free. And it was never about having a lot of cool stuff.
Right.
It was just about not having to worry about money. And then also, I viewed like keeping up with the Joneses, which is getting more stuff and getting cooler stuff, and then using all your money that you make at a job to pay for all that stuff. I viewed that as like creating your own prison that you can never escape.
Never get out of.
And I just wanted to get out of that. And then I stayed consistent selling and selling and selling and selling and building an agency, and thousands of people quit.
Dude, what's funny is when I was in a home the other night and, sitting with a couple selling, 2 Americo policies, and, they're obviously chronological, right? I'd say in between his policy and her policy was maybe from like getting the policy number was maybe 15, 20 minutes. And it was 73 numbers apart.
Oh, so 73 policies were sold
in between
with just that one carrier.
With just that one carrier in between the 2 that I submitted. 15
That's
minutes.
Insane.
73 and that's not including
all the other
carriers, people that we don't even work with. Think about that too.
The crazy thing is we're just getting started.
Dude, we are. I feel like the most successful person hasn't even come into the business.
That's
yet.
what I say. The biggest agency is not here yet.
Yeah, nothing's even been started, which is, when you think about it, like, I've paid attention a lot to watching other people's success, because I see myself wanting to get there. And, I'm a very firm believer in, at least in sales, that it's all copy and paste. It's finding that person that's making the kind of money, doing the things that you want to be doing, figure out what they're doing, and then doing it yourself. So I pay attention to a lot of different things like that, because that's all it is, if you think about it. Like, it's literally everyone's doing the exact same thing. Like, what are you and Grady and Paul doing differently? Like, in the grand scheme of things, like nothing really, right? You know, you're all recruiting, you're all marketing, you're all having agents selling. It's all the same. And even when you're selling it, it's all the same. And like with how the world is changing and different things like that, dude, it's like there's so much money that has not even been
probably more. That was like what I looked up like a year ago. So there's way more than that. And then how many salespeople are there? And then how many people are not happy with their job and they're seeking something better or something where they can have their own schedule.
Oh, I recruited the Uber driver on the way over here.
That's what someone was in here the other day saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, like the guy, I was just talking with him, and you know, he said he was in sales doing different things like that. But we stopped right outside your parking lot. That's why it took me a little bit to get in here, and I helped him schedule, like get his study materials and everything set up, pipelined him everything for like 15 minutes in his car.
Yeah.
Like before I walked in here, and it's same thing. You know, he was tired of driving people around. You know, he was doing it. He was working 3 jobs. He was selling some kind of home services, like when people want plumbers and, you know, different things like that. He goes and finds them, and it's just like, how can you be happy doing that type of stuff? And like the opportunity that there is here is just absolutely unbelievable, like unbelievable.
Once you get into it.
Once you do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you do the work, and that's the biggest thing is, I can't stress it enough that it's not easy, but it's probably like the hardest job I've ever done, but like, again, the most financially rewarding and the most mentally rewarding too. You know, like I would continue to work as hard as I'm working just to know that I'm helping people and to know that I'm providing for my own family. You know, I would never want to stop, you know, and even when I'll have bad days, you know, I'll have bad weeks, and I know that it still works out. I'm just going to keep pushing, keep doing it, keep working. Just, you know, sometimes you got to put your head down and run.
100%. Well, dude, thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely,
thanks
man.
for sharing.
I
Anybody
appreciate it.
watching, reach out to Daniel, and let's